Hey bass fishing fans, Lake Fork guide Stephen Fatherree here with you. I want to give you a summertime fishing report, let you know what you can do to make the most out of your summertime fishing trip out here at beautiful Lake Fork, Texas. Now there's three primary patterns going on right now. The first of which is an early morning bite, and all day long on cloudy days we're throwing a topwater frog and a spinnerbait over shallow grass in the lily pads in 1 to 5 foot of water. Now the best areas for this technique right now are Mustang, Little Mustang, Williams, Birch, and also Wolf Creek. Those areas are having a little bit of grass come up, a little bit of pads coming up, and there's a lot of fish holding in those areas. So again, all day on cloudy days and early in the morning, late in the evening, we're throwing topwaters and we're throwing spinnerbaits around shallow grass and pads. Now the second primary pattern that we have going on is flipping trees. Right now Lake Fork is low. You're able to see all the timber that normally this time of year you can't see. So it's very easy to go through, follow creek channels, look for areas where the creek channel bends, look for main lake and secondary points that have heavy concentrations of timber on there, and just flip those trees. Go through those areas, flip those trees. The best depth has been 5 to 10 foot, and this is a really good technique on days to where you have a lot of sunshine but not much wind. When those deep fish and the shallow fish both are being a little bit picky, you can usually get out to some of that timber and flip a bait around and catch some fish. Now I like flipping a 3/8 ounce easy jig, or I like flipping a Texas rigged Yamamoto flapping hog. Both those two baits have been really well for catching fish out deep. Now the third pattern that we're fishing right now is that 15 to 30 foot deep structure bite. Right now there's a lot of fish on deep structure, especially on sunny, windy days. You can come out on these points and you can throw a Carolina rig, a Texas rig, a deep diving crankbait, and catch a lot of bass doing it. Now on days to where I see that fish are holding a few feet off the bottom or a little bit suspended, I like the Carolina rig, a Hags F5 or F6.5 Tornado. Use about a 4-foot leader, that way that bait's able to float up off the bottom a little bit and attract some of those suspended fish. Also a deep diving crankbait has been catching some nice fish for us. A shad color or a chartreuse color. I like throwing it on a 7.5 foot medium action rod with 12 to 14 pound fluorocarbon to get that bait down there a little bit deeper. Now when I idle over a point or some deep structure out here on Lake Fork, you know, the best areas are points, humps, road beds, ledges, pond dams, creek bends. There's all kinds of deep structure you can fish on this lake that can be very productive. But when I see that the fish are holding closer to the bottom, I like using a Texas rig worm, or a 3/4 ounce football jig. Those two baits are going to be able to get real big bass to bite in that deep water, especially like I said when they're hanging close to the bottom. The 7-inch Yamamoto Cinco has been a really good bait lately, as has been a 3/4 ounce easy jig and a football head with a pocket craw or a Yamamoto trailer. Hey, with these three patterns going on, I'm confident you can come out here to Lake Fork and catch fish. Whether you're fishing shallow water, lily pads and grass with a spinnerbait and topwater, whether you're flipping trees with a Yamamoto flapping hog, or whether you're out deep Carolina rigging that Hags Tornado, throwing a football jig, or a deep diving crankbait, I'm confident that you can catch some big fish out here at Lake Fork. I still have some open days this July and August. Please feel free to contact me with any questions or to book a trip. Until next time, good luck fishing, y'all.